Hello and welcome to Coach's Corner. My name is Dean Meagher. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to hit your driver straight, a very important skill to have here at Illinois Country Club. Now, there are three main factors that I think help people hit the ball straight. One is to make sure the club face is square when it hits the ball and not open and not closed. Number two is to make sure the path of the club is traveling towards the target, not from the inside or from the outside. And finally, to make sure the club is coming in and sweeping the ball off the tee and not sort of chopping down on the ball. Generally, I find one of those three things tend to go astray with people, and I'm going to give you a couple of little things that I think will help you if this happens to be you. So let's start with the club face factor. So the club keeps coming in open. You'll find people that do this will tend to slice the ball to the right. It's a very common fault that people have, and how I would sort of negate that would be to make sure that my left hand is a bit stronger on the club. So I generally find people that open the club face when they hit the shot, especially with driver, it's because their top hand is not strong enough. So trying to get your left thumb a bit more around to the right hand side of the grip and to bring your knuckles right across to that thumb. I think some people will do that. That's not ideal. You want to get the knuckles across. And finally, of course, I'd like to get the heel pad of my hand a bit over the top of the club. So it should feel like the shaft kind of runs up my arm. People that tend to slice it have the grip kind of on the left-hand side. So really trying to get a stronger left-hand grip will help you hit the ball straight. I'll tee that ball up again, so I'm going to hit a shot in a sec. The second, club pass. So the people that tend to come across the ball every time, they're trying to hit it in that direction, the direction of that target there. Their club does not do this when it hits the ball. It tends to come out and across. You won't notice this happening, unfortunately. But the general fault for that is generally people not setting up with a square shoulder, not making a good shoulder turn, and essentially trying to hit the ball really hard from the top of their swing. So I generally see people with very open shoulders. I then see them they pick the club up with their arms so they don't actually make a full shoulder turn. And then finally, they tend to throw really hard from the top, trying to hit the driver as hard as they can. You may have experienced this in the past. I certainly have as well. So I'm just trying to, I guess, make sure those three things are in place. Square shoulders, a nice shoulder turn, and then just smooth from the top. Just let the club fall. Don't be in a rush to try to smash the ball. That generally won't help you too well. Finally, making sure that we're not hitting straight down on the golf ball. And this is to do with your ball position, and I'd say your head position as well. So I like to have the ball position up near my left heel. I like to have a nice wide stance. I like to get my head position a bit more behind the golf ball. When I hit the shot, I try to keep my head in the same spot. I don't want to move on top of the ball. That's what I see a lot of people do. Their ball position's too far back. They tend to pick the club up and they tend to hit down on their driver, which causes a lot of spin, and the ball goes curving off target into the trees, into a problem space. So hopefully, if you do, I would say work on those three areas if that's something that you're struggling with to hit the driver straight. Come for a lesson if you need any help with that. But hopefully if you get all three in place, hit a beautiful straight drive. Let's see how I go. So I'm trying to get all those factors in place and then hit. Oh, a little draw. Yeah, that'll work. So if that's something you need help with, again, we're here to help. But would love to hear how your driving goes, especially in winter where we're getting a lot of run. Let's hit that fairway. Let's get the ball running down there and hopefully have some good scores.